Hi, I'm Phil Moulton, and welcome to Snowmobiler Television. On today's episode, we're off to the mountains. We're going to try out the latest mountain sleds from all 4 OEMs. We're also going to take in some timber sled action, and we're going to learn a bit more about avalanche safety. Let's ride.
STV is sponsored by Yamaha, revs your heart. Kimpex, fueled by fun. And by SkiDoo, never stop pushing.
Three years ago, I spotted a timber sled kit in action on the snow. The mountain riding conditions were perfect for the design of this machine. In just a few short years, this new approach to winter recreation has taken off. Snowmobilers and motorcycle riders are anxious to try out this new form of backcountry riding. At the dealer shows, the new products are everywhere as this sport develops and grows on the slopes. The result of this growth is seen in the smiles of the riders, both novice and pro.
Yeah, the mountain segment has really evolved over the last 2 to 5 years. You know, it's pretty crazy to see the type of terrain that we're able to access. And I think what we can say about that is the manufacturers have really looked at this new type of riding style that's out there and really are building snowmobiles for this type of riding, and the sky really is the limit. You look at the evolution of snow bikes and what that has brought, in all honesty, to the design of a snowmobile. And I think, you know, you're going to see the trend moving that direction: lighter, skinnier, more capable, and I think that's what excites me and excites all the people in the industry right now of where the product line is going.
For anyone wanting to try out a snow bike type product, here is some advice from those already riding them.
There's really no doubt in my mind that this whole snow bike industry is going to keep growing, keep innovating. We've only, I think, scratched the surface with being about 5 years into having products that really attack the backcountry, and it's gone so far in the last 3 years. There's going to be so much more innovation. Now that there's so much interest and more companies, you know, putting efforts and minds together to create new stuff, it's getting better every day, it seems like. You know, my ultimate goal is to fulfill all the dreams in my head I've had about riding the dirt bike in the snow-covered backcountry, and I've ridden these as hard as I can imagine. I'm throwing them off of huge cliffs, huge impact landings, you know, riding hard-packed trails. We're racing snowcross tracks now, even racing the hill climbs, and I mean, these things have just proven to get it done. We did Silver Star Hill Climb last year, and I mean, there's always been this thing where people don't quite believe the snow bikes are what they are or can do what they can do, and I think we turned a lot of heads when we put these bikes head to head against snowmobiles, showing that we are comparable in times and stuff like that. So just brought some legitimacy to these whole setups, and it's just impressive to see what they can do. You're down on power on the whole machine compared to a snowmobile, but the actual design and layout makes them super efficient and have an amazing amount of traction, and that's what really sets them apart, is handling and traction. Makes it easier for the consumer to ride and ride technical terrain.
You know, I haven't sledded 20 years. I was never any good at it, so it's sort of was one of those things. Snowbiking for me was a great way to get back outdoors in the wintertime, not being a skier. So I find it's just a tremendous opportunity to get out here. I dirt biked when I was younger, and then when my son got old enough to ride a bike, we started again. Been at it now for about 5 or 6 years, and we really enjoy dirt biking. This is just a great way to continue the sport.
There's a huge motorcycle riding community that that wants to be able to do something like this in the wintertime, and even sled guys as well. It's just something different.
There's a lot of differences, and to start with, you shouldn't really compare them because they're two separate snow sports, right, on the trail. It's like riding a dirt bike with 2 flat tires and 3 people on it. As soon as you get into snow, it's like flying or floating on snow, basically. Well, the sled has a lot more power, but it's a lot more planted. You have to use a lot more body English to make it do what you want. The bike has a lot less power, but it's really nimble. You can go virtually anywhere with it.
Oh, it's fantastic. I haven't ridden a bike since 2011 and jumped on this thing, and the first 10K coming up the trail give me some time to get comfortable with it, and then once I get in the backcountry following these two guys, then it's just, you can just push yourself to limits beyond sledding. It's fantastic places. You can take these things and side hills, and it's very impressive. I've been sledding in the mountains since '88, and this is very little effort compared to a snowmobile. The snowmobile, you got to really work on the side hills in the tight trees, whereas this you can just manipulate and steer and, you know, go anywhere you want kind of thing. It's just amazing how nimble and easy they are to maneuver.
Well, it's so much fun. That's the first part. It's also very affordable. You know, for the same price as a new snowmobile, you can have a timber sled and a dirt bike. So now you've got a machine you can use 12 months of the year instead of a machine that you can use for only half the year. If there's powder snow, like even 3 or 4 inches of powder on top, it's really easy to maneuver, and you can go through the trees. As long as you can see through the trees and your handlebars fit, you can go there. It's only just starting to go. I think it's going to continue to grow like crazy, and it's just like so much fun. It's fantastic.
Yamaha has a new platform for the mountains in 2016 with the ever-faithful Viper model. 4-stroke diehards will love what Yamaha brings to the peaks this year.
We got an all-new platform. Our 2016 Viper MTX is out here. We got it on display for everyone to have a look at. It's got an all-new front end. We've got an LE model that comes standard with a 3-inch track, so we're really excited about that. You know, for those powder climbers, those guys that want to get out there and play in the steep and deep, we've got the 3-inch track option now, so we're really happy to launch that to our customers. Yeah, you know, we're having people that ride in these sleds are quite amazed by them. We've had them on snow last spring, a lot of test rides, and we've got people that can throw these around just like our comparable other competitors in the market. So we're really excited about that. It's like, get out there and try it, and one ride at a time, and you know, see what the Yamaha 4-stroke advantage is for you. Some of these engines that are triple digits now, 100,000 kilometers have gone in the marketplace. So yeah, you certainly can't beat the reliability and durability and longevity of a Yamaha 4-stroke engine. Well, I like riding these Vipers the way they are. They're fantastic to ride, and they're great to flick around and play in the trees. I mean, a lot of people think I'm like an old school hill climber guy, which I kind of am, but you know, truth be known, early in the season, let's head into the bush and boondock and practice our hop overs and play in the trees a lot. But when the spring comes out and there's some nice stable snow to climb, we'll certainly point it up some of those chutes that are growing in those Canadian Rockies and mountains. And yeah, absolutely, we've got our vendor-sourced MPI turbo kit that we have that you know, is available at your at time of purchase through your local dealer. So get into that dealer, check it out, come down to the show here, and you know, talk to the dealer about what we can do at Yamaha for you.
Polaris brings the RMK to the Axis chassis and expands an already dominant mountain lineup. Backcountry expert Dan Adams gives us a rundown on the 2016 RMK.
Yeah, my input of what I like about a mountain sled, and Polaris they keep raising the bar on me. So as much as I try to train and become a better snowmobiler, these guys continue to make a better snowmobile that allows me to take my riding as well as I think snowmobiling to another level. So new for 2016, the new Polaris Pro RMK and the Axis chassis. Lots of different refinements, lots of different improvements to the sled. I think a lot of people kind of envision this snowmobile as sort of an Axis front end with a long track, when in reality, you know, it's over 90% reconfigured. So, you know, we can start at the front end. We've got new forged aluminum A-arms. You know, the axis structure, the whole thing has been raised up and out of the snow 1 3/8 inches. And what that provides the rider is just less resistance against the snow. So whether I'm on a hillside, I'm going through deep snow, you can kind of envision what I'm talking about, where the whole sled is up and out of the snow, allowing us more movement, faster speeds, quicker turnarounds, easier to initiate side hills, both left and right, and just being able to go through deep snow with ease. So the new tracks for this year, the 2.6 and the 3-inch track, it's just going to enable riders sort of a menu of, you know, what they ultimately want out of a mountain machine. So whether you're going to go 155, 163, 2.6, 3-inch track, we've got bar height sizes, we've got a mid, a tall, a low bar. You've got painted options, you've got powder coated options, lots of different things at SnowCheck. They're going to make these snowmobiles, well, you're going to be able to signaturize your sled. You're going to be able to make it the ultimate mountain machine for yourself.
Arctic Cat has redesigned the M-Series lineup this year with a new front end that will excel in the mountains. See what our test rider has to say about their 2016 offering.
Arctic Cat in 2016 has revamped their M-Series sleds, and the big news with Arctic Cat on their mountain sleds is the front suspension. So if you take a look in the background, you can see the narrow ski stance. It's around 36 inches. It is adjustable. It's still built on the mountain chassis, but this year it's got the new spindle design, and these spindles are a lot of work by Arctic's mountain department last year, trying to improve the side hilling capability of this sled, and once you get it up on one ski, so it tracks straighter. So you'll see these skis, the caster angle is tipped way back, and they've tipped the spindles in, so there's less obstruction into the snow, so it's not catching the snow and trying to throw you back down onto two skis. And with the tilted back spindles, it also is easier to steer when you're side hilling. So Arctic has changed the spindle design, and then on top of it they've also changed the A-arms. So they've got real tiny little A-arms, and the A-arm on the right side is exactly the same on the left, so you can buy one, and if you happen to break one, you can just flip it 180 degrees and it fits on either side. So that's a neat feature. And so they've really lightened up that front end about 10 pounds. Just a lot of new changes on the Cat as they try and, you know, scratch some more market share in the mountain market.
The SkiDoo Summit is constantly dominating the mountain market, and in 2016 that pace has not slowed. Here is what SkiDoo offers this year.
SkiDoo took over the #1 market share in the mountains a couple years ago with the Rev XM. It's been a very dominant player in the mountains because it's very, very easy to ride. People of all skill levels can ride it easily and quickly. The T3 last year just really bumped that up another notch. Really took us to a level it's going to be a lot of fun for the mountain guys. So 3-inch track with a really well-engineered piece of equipment like that really makes it easy for most people to get in some really nice deep snow. Climbing hills is not an issue. It's really about boondocking these days, so that's where it shines the most. The Summits, we kind of got a Summit for everybody. I think we've got the Summit X model. It's a 3-inch only T3 package on them only this year. There's no 2.5 option, so Summit X is a T3. We have the Summit SP with the T3 package in the season, so you can buy it all year long. People can get a 3-inch track in the fall if they want it. And we also have the regular Summit with a 2.5 track. It's a good entry price for that machine there. And on top of that, we go down the Summit Sport. The Summit Sport is really, it's a very attractive pricing, great technology, flex edge track, T-motion, large openings in the running boards. It's a package that's very attractive price-wise.
The backcountry areas are truly remarkable to ride in, but everyone who rides there knows about the required respect for the power of nature and being prepared. Each year at Snowshoot, we receive a refresher course before we venture into the mountains, and snowmobilers who regularly head into the backcountry know the value of an avalanche course.
I do think that this training is a very basic first thing that you should do before you do venture into the backcountry. It gives you some basic tools and some basic knowledge. It gives you what to look for, what to look out for, and really to make you more aware when you are riding out there. We've got two problems in the snowpack right now. We've got a persistent slab down around 1.10 meters, which is a surface hoar layer that's buried from December 17th. And we've got a storm snow layer around 30 to 50 centimeters down. So the students here are looking at how to test these layers and how to see how reactive these layers are to our stability tests. It's really important to understand what the Avalanche Bulletin is saying, and this is one way to really get into the snow and understand what it's talking about in regards to avalanche problems. Digging down and actually seeing the layer. There's several other shorter tests that you can do. First of all, what we did here is just use our probe to really feel the different layers. And we can actually start to feel the resistance changes down at the 30 and the 50 with our storm snow, and really down around that 110 of what the Avalanche Bulletin has talked about with the persistent weak layer of surface hoar. So we can really start to feel that with our probes without even digging down in the snow. I do feel it's important to always advance your training. I think the more prepared you are and the more practiced you are, the better you are for a situation if something was to happen. The more advanced training, we do a companion rescue training, which is simple, a one-day course, but we do some advanced techniques. And the Avalanche Skills Training Level 2 course is a 4-day course. We actually go and travel in terrain and use the skills that you've conducted here in your AST1 course and put them to the test over those 4 days. So I feel it's important to continue your training, just because if you don't use it, you lose it. So I really suggest that you do take a refresher every 1 to 2 years and come out and join us for the more advanced training.
Every snowmobiler likes to put a statement on their snowmobile that it's a little different than everybody else's snowmobile, but in the mountains, that's especially true, not just for the look, but also the functionality of the sled. And Jeremy Girard, let's look at some of the mountain products that Kimpex offers.
Kimpex offers a full line of upgrades for your sled. You know, we basically bring in premium brands and do everything from handlebars to modifications to allow you to raise your bars, to allow you to protect your hands, to allow you a variety of different functionality and options to specialize your sled.
Because those mountain riders, we know they're all over the sled. They just don't sit for the day. They're on both running boards, up, back, even on the skis sometimes. So they really need to be up and around on their sled, and you've got the products to do that.
So Rox offers everything from bar grip mounts up to the center for mountain riding, variety of risers through RSI, bar pads, adjustable mountain hooks, which allows you to kind of hang off the side of the sled, you know, a variety of different things.
Well, especially for those mountain riders, because they're all over the sled, and somebody who's my height compared to somebody who's 6'6", you've got to adjust the handlebars to be exactly where you want, because you can't be leaning or pulling back. You have to have it customized for you specifically, so this all helps with that.
Correct. And you know, there's products today that allow you to set up your sled to be right where the rider in ultimate riding position for your style of riding and as well as the conditions you're riding in.
Right, and the handguards too.
So Rox offers a handguard that's a premium grade, which allows for a larger surface area of protection and adds a little bit of flair and design to your sled.
And once you're off your sled, if you're stuck?
Well, the snow bungee, it tends to be a lifesaver in many situations. It's basically a product that allows you to hook onto the ski or the bumper of your snowmobile and get yourself out of that deep hole you dug yourself into.
Because nobody wants to admit it, but we've all been stuck at some point in our snowmobile in life. We needed a tow.
Definitely. And they make a handheld option and they make a sled-to-sled option. But you got to be aware you don't do it too quick.
Easy. And finally?
HMK is also another brand that Kimpex carries, and HMK offers a full line of backpacks and mountain gear. And basically they make a lot of their equipment versatile to carry everything you need when you're in the mountains. They've also got a probe which allows you to, hopefully you never have to use, however it does help you determine snow depth, as well as they offer a full line of shovels, which basically this backpack's designed to carry. And their shovels come with a full functionality, variety of different options and features, as well as hidden products in there to help you out in those mountain situations.
Because sometimes you can't pull it out, you got to dig it out. And the nice thing about these backpacks too is they're designed to carry all the stuff specifically. It's not just a generic backpack, it's designed to carry everything you need when you're in the mountains.
Correct.
And so Jeremy, it looks like Kimpex has got everything that the mountain rider needs to customize their day of riding.
You got it. So check us out online or go in and see your local dealer.
STV is sponsored by Ultimax Belts, performance proven, performance driven. Triton Trailers, the difference is in the details. And by CKX, wear your passion.
On next week's show, it's all about trail riding. Our test riders will be trying out the latest trail performance sleds from all 4 OEMs. And if we're on the trails, we're going to take in some grooming action as well. We hope you like this week's show. If you'd like to follow us, you can do that on Twitter and on our Facebook pages and our web pages as well. If you'd like to contact me directly, it's Phil at snowmobilertv.com. I'd like to see you next week here on The Snow.